Yeah. Josh does fantasy. You know what it is. Sunday coming quick, set your line up right. Josh got the plays, got the insight tonight. From the draft to the trades, he's ahead of the call. Breaking down the game, yeah, he's schooling us all. Josh does fantasy, football, that's the vibe. Grab your notes, tune in, it's a winning ride. Stats and laughs every week on tap. Josh got the heat, let's run it back. Josh does fantasy. Yeah, Josh does fantasy football.
Alrighty, last episode of the season. Wow, been a long one. Gonna miss that song. Might try to work on another song, but we're gonna do a review of what's happened in the last week, championship week. So first, second, third place up for grabs this week. Gonna be a pretty quick video here. Won't really go over the activity here. No, just looking at the matchups. So you can dive right into it this week. Season's over, is what it is. Nothing else matters. The world sucks. I lost to Bryce. I got second. He got first. My team really his team did okay. You know, his team did better the previous weeks. My team had a few down weeks this playoffs. I'm not sure how I got to second. I should have probably lost last week, but I got to this place here. And let me tell you, I'm just going to go through my team. Saquon, Gibbs, Pickens, Marvin Harrison, Big Boop. Just all the bad sound effects I can make with my mouth. The reason I didn't play Marvin Harrison is I had an alert, and it's probably a good thing. Like 3 minutes before the game started, DJ Morris has sickness, so he might not play for much. And I was driving down the road. I was at a stoplight, so I just threw in Marvin Harrison. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter who I'd have put on my bench. There's nothing that I could have done to win, so that didn't really make a big difference. It just made it to where I would lost a little less. So, yeah, my team this week did not get done, so congrats to Bryce for his team getting it done. And really what happened was Drake May had the best game he's had all season. Marion Hampton did okay as well. But he's got mostly red on his side. In fact, I think we have about the same amount of green. So, just getting goosed by Marvin Harrison. He had one target. And, yeah, I just hope my whole team was just down this week. So, we're going to just go into next year, our head held high, get our injured players back, hopefully, and make another run at it. We'll see what happens next year. But congrats, Bryce, on the Dynasty win here. And then, I'm going to tell you something. The third place match could not have been almost any closer. That was a very close match with Jody and Rance. Right now, Jody has the win on third place by 0.72 points. Rance has to be upset about that. But, it is what it is. Rance's team did well, and so did Jody's. You might be kicking yourself in the butt. Let's look at your side there, Rance. You do have Christian Watson that did a pretty decent on your bench there, and Gadsden as well. Let me see here. Gadsden. No, Trey McBride did better. So, if you're playing tight ends, it's one of those things. Not much you can do about it. If you'd played New England, that wouldn't have got you there. So you played the right defense. Anderson, you did the right call there, I think. He didn't do a lot. Waddle looks like I think he may have got hurt. I think that is the issue. Yeah, so he got hurt. And that is, that's a end of that story for you there, buddy. So, congrats to Jody getting third place there. And then we'll go ahead and look at the redraft here. Was Pirtle and Bryce. So Bryce making it to the finals in both leagues. That's hard to do. Although in this one he did not win. His team fell short. In the redraft league, Pirtle's team did not fall short. Won by like 50 points, so it wasn't even close. But Pirtle, was carried by like DeAndre Swift and Derrick Henry and Tyler Shaw, which you wouldn't think that would happen, but with Tyler always there. It's Tyler, right? Yes, I'll double check it. And then Bryce's team, mostly red until you get down to the bottom. Kyron Williams is green, Pollard, and the Seahawks were green. So, I mean, really, you had the same amount of greens, 3 and 3. Bryce, I don't think there's anything you could have done to change that. So, and the only person on the bench was Quentin Johnson that was in the green. You couldn't play him over Hill because he's not tight end. You don't have any other tight ends. You have Warren, so I guess you could got another 6 points there, and then just couldn't get it done there, Bryce. That's okay. And then the third place matchup, Rance did win this one, so Rance also made it pretty far. He made it to the third place matchup in both, so that's a really good job for Rance there. But yeah, he did win by 9 points on this one here. So not as close as the matchup in the Dynasty League for him, but he won by 9 points. Roy Bijan carried him pretty hard there, and so does Fanaticz. So that's what happened there. And then for Kelly, pretty decent from R.J. Harvey and Juwan Jennings and Houston defense. Those are all in the green there. I guess Juwan Jennings is not decent, only 11 points, but he did end up green because he was only projected for a bit less. If you would have played Higgins, that would have made a difference, but Knicks would have made a difference. So there's not really much you could have done there, Kelly. You played pretty much the best you could do on that. So that's pretty much it for this here. Something that we can look at here, if I can get this loaded up right quick. There's a wrapped here on Dynasty Daddy. So we can look at that right quick. This is for our Dynasty League. That's the only one I'm going to look at here. So this is just some things there on that. Alrighty. So let me take turn that volume down a bit on that. So maybe it won't come back actually. Sorry if that message up. No, it's back. Alright. Let's just hope that's down. I can't really tell. Alrighty, so looking at next screen here. These are the picks that keep us up at night, it says. Yeah, Caleb Johnson was not the pick there, Bryce, as of for now. It's saying that Brent did not good with Tyler Loop or Maliki Motivayo. And then, Isaac Tyler Shock actually ended up pretty decent towards the end of the year. So I think he's not a one to keep you up at night. I think it's not bad. I don't know who Khalil Mulling's in, so obviously he's not someone that would want to stick around on your team there. So, all right. So there's 431 transactions on the waivers. Brights had the most, 75, and surprisingly, Jody had the least at 15. So, looking at the best waiver signings, Bryce picked up Harold Fannin, which was dropped and picked up. Looks like Rance picked up Arande. I picked Kyle Manangai. I thought I drafted him. That's weird. I have to go back and look at that. Kyle Pitts, and then Quentin Johnston. And I ended up trading Quentin Johnston and got it into George Pickens, which we already talked about, so won't do that again. Alrighty, and then it's saying only had 9 trades. It's okay to talk to each other. So this is just showing the trades here that we had, a few of them. And just kind of looking at this here with Bryce, he got Hubbard and London at round 1 for James Cook, which, really James Cook was a stud this year. Josh Downs in round 2. So always like James Cook for Drake London in round 1. That's probably a fair deal. And then Isaac with another trade there with me. Stole Devonta Smith and Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson didn't play much this year, but I'm happy with the trade. Hopefully Saquon's got one more year in him. We'll see. And then Jody and I guess that's Seegers right there. Sorry, I was trying to remember whose team that was. Again, that's the trade that I think that Seegers kind of messed up on, but that's okay. That's okay. Won't beat that dead horse again. And these are the ones that people wish you'd take back. And again, just like value-wise on the trade calculator, it's saying that Seegers won that trade with Jody. But again, I don't think that's going to be accurate long term. So it is also saying that Isaac took advantage of me, and then Bryce took advantage of Brent, which he did. He got Drake May, which is going to be probably the top or one of the top dynasty quarterbacks now. And then seasons full of drama, 81 games played, some memorable moments. Let's look at this here. So there was Isaac beating Seegers by 0.3 points there on week 11. Week 16, Bryce won 149.8 to 148.16, defeats Jody. And then Seegers defeated Brent 92 to 89 in week 10, the lowest scoring game. And then Bryce also beats Brent barely there. So one of the weeks that Brent actually did decent, Bryce said, nope, I'm going to beat you just barely. All right. And then some upsets here. It says I don't know what NAN percent is. I think that they're messing something there. So it's supposed to be some kind of percent. But these are some upsets by NAN percent, whatever that means. It looks like it says I upsetted Isaac in week 1, which, if I remember right, that's that Josh Allen game where I shouldn't have won, but he came back at the end and carried me. Yeah, I think this is messed up because I also saying week 1, week 1, week 1. All right, we'll skip this one. All right, and then let's see here. Let's hand out some superlatives. It says I had the best offense this year, 1,982 points. Brent had the worst offense, only 1,347 points. Rance had the worst defense. He had the most points against, and I had the best defense. Or no, sorry, I had the best single game high, 206.2. So take that. I had the most points and the highest, but my team just could not get done at the end. But that's okay. Some injuries there at the end kind of cost me. Alrighty, and then it's saying that Jody paid the off the commission, which did not happen. And apparently, you got lucky a bit during that season, and Purtle, you got unlucky. So sorry. And then my team there going into the playoffs, so this is the regular season, 12-2, and 117-point average. Still couldn't win. So it goes to show you just gotta make it to the playoffs, and you have a chance. And that's all right. We'll go run back next year. And then Jody and Bryce both had 10-4 records with similar points per game, and then Rance had an 8-6 record with 108 points per game. So, and I think that's it. It's tough to say goodbye. Before you go, we'll try to make a recap. Oh, you just made a recap. What are you talking about? Oh, this is just talking about, I guess, my team. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I don't see anything else. Let's see. Select team recap. Oh, this is, you can select the teams. Okay. Yeah. So, cool. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and we'll close it out there. And I may do this next year, may not. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But if you want me to do it, let me know. If you thought that was something that you found fun and insightful or whatnot, I'm happy to do it next year, maybe. We'll see. But been great playing with you all this year, and we'll talk to you at the draft probably. If you want to talk before, you got my number.